going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackowitz, and I've been going through my playlists on YouTube as of late, trying to look at the things that I haven't done yet. Now, there's an art channel that I have done very little with, and I'm going to start getting back into my art. But there's also a section called Life and How to Live It, which kind of deals with my philosophies on life. And I thought I'd share a couple of things just because certain things have hit me lately, and I think they're relevant. And I'm going to start with the first thing today. And it kind of is a dual topic, but it's the way people in our society in the last few recent years have really established this acceptance. And for the most part, it's very, very good. And I believe in inclusion, I believe in acceptance. If you're a black man, I don't care. If you're Indian, I don't care. If you're gay, I don't care. If you're Christian or not Christian or whatever, Republican, Democrat, if you're a decent person, I will get along with you. We may not be best friends, but I find that I can get along with most people, and I'm very malleable. And I believe in a lot of these things, but one thing that has kind of creeped up is that people have gotten so into this acceptance thing and so into this unification that honestly at times we've forgotten how to handle our own feelings when it comes to certain things. And we want to be loved, we want to be accepted, we want affirmations. But that doesn't mean we sacrifice not being able to handle our own emotions and constructive criticism when it actually is out of love. Now, to the point, one of the affirmations, one of these like acceptance things that really pisses me off is this new wave of like body acceptance, no matter what. I think it's fucking stupid. Not because it's not stupid to love the person. Okay, let's clear that up right off the bat so I don't get a bunch of people jumping on me. I am not saying you don't care about the people, you know, that are very large, obese, whatever. You don't disrespect them. You don't judge them harshly. And you love them, and you absolutely try to show them every kindness. But to say, hey, you know what, you're morbidly obese, and that's fine with me. If you actually love somebody, or you care about them, or you care about them as a person, it's not okay. And I've seen a lot of things where there have been big girls who've talking about not caring about what people think and knowing the detriment that their body is going to be going through, and they say that's my choice. And you know what? You're right. It is absolutely your choice. As a friend, if I see someone who is suicidal because he just lost a relationship, I know that that is temporary. I know it can be fixed. And right now this guy is going through a whole hell of a lot. And I don't want him or her to commit suicide. So I try to love them through what they're going through so that they can be healthy and happy on the other side. And if I have a friend who is morbidly obese, I say, you know what? I love you. And I won't try to hound you about it. But I will speak my piece, and what you do with that piece from there is your choice. And my piece is simply this. You may not care now. You may not feel the need to change your lifestyle, change your diet, change anything about it. At some point, I have to believe that you will, though, because being big, it has so many effects on the body. And this is truly coming from a place of caring about people. You know, there was this thing on Facebook with this girl. It was kind of like this poem that she was reciting. And she was talking about how she was going into the doctor's office. And the doctor just kept asking her about, you know, her weight. Has she decided to do anything? And remarking about how low her blood pressure is right now. Well, it was a fairly young woman who was morbidly obese. And so in her youth, her blood pressure may be okay. But a little bit of weight puts strain on your heart. Your blood pressure might go up slightly. a lot of weight, especially over time, is going to make your blood pressure go up a lot. Not to mention the diabetes and the effects that that has on the body. And I actually had a friend who died of diabetes. She was a very big girl. She was definitely considered morbidly obese. And, you know, she drank a lot of soda and ate fried chicken and stuff like that. And I love her to death, and I always will, even though she's been gone for 4 years. One of the sweetest people you'll ever meet. But to see what she had to go through with diabetes long before it ever got complicated to the point it was life-threatening, it was hard. And as a friend, I should have stood up sooner and said, you know what, I really care about you, but maybe it's time to reevaluate some of the things that you're doing. And maybe it would have worked, and maybe it would have just offended her. But I would have felt a lot better knowing that I had at least said something. And so we get into this body positivity bullshit where it's just like, hey, don't worry about it. This is me. This is who I am. And it really says, I don't care if you care about me. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear what you think. I don't want to hear about what my problems are going to be down the road. And I'll tell you something from personal experience. I've had a very bad diet for quite some time. And for a while there, I was paying a nasty price for it. I was miserable every day. And I'm actually coming out of that now. I was starting to get a little bit big, and I got a little bit to lose. But this body positivity thing really sends the wrong message, in my opinion. We want to love people. We want to respect people. We want to accept people. But beyond that, we want to care about people enough for them to live long, healthy, happy lives. And they will not be able to do that if they are morbidly obese, especially at a young age. Because the problem starts so much earlier. And it's so much harder to enjoy life later on. And so when I hear all these things, it really drives me nuts, because body positivity is the exact opposite of what I'm hearing from people nowadays. It is saying, you know what? I understand that it's maybe something you don't want to hear. I understand that it's maybe something you don't want to deal with right now. But if I care about you as a person, my body positivity is saying, maybe I can help you get to a new place in your life with your health, or at least what your health will become. And it's not even a question of if, it's just a question of when. And so, like I said, it drives me nuts. Because I see all this stuff, and it's like, you know what? I get it. You don't want somebody hassling you all the time. You want to be who you are. You want to be loved for who you are. But there is another aspect of it. And it's something that a lot of people just choose to ignore, especially in these recent times where our society is just like, you know what? It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's not okay, so I do worry about it. I have had friends die, like I said, from diabetes. I've seen so many people go through so many health problems because they were just too big. So guys, ladies, it's not a disrespect, and it's not intended as a disrespect. It literally is intended to say, you know what? I've been there myself. I have had people dog me out for the way I look, for the way I act. I have been on the outside most of my life. I understand the acceptance. I get wanting to be who you are and not have to be judged by everybody. To be comfortable in your own skin. Something I haven't been able to do myself most of my life. I had, you know, it's a different scenario because I had really bad acne when I was growing up in high school, and kids were mean as hell about it. And acne is something kinda can control, but not really and not always. But being overweight, I mean, there are things that sometimes limit how much you can control it, and I get that. But for a lot of cases, that's not really how it is. you can control it with diet and, you know, exercise and things like that. And so I really want people to understand why I can't stand this body positivity movement. Because it's not really body positivity. It's not. And I think it does go at times to people who just can't handle their feelings. They can't handle being told, maybe there's things about your life that you need to change, because some people just don't want to. They don't feel the need to. And I'm not saying that's everybody, and like I said, I know there are medical cases and, you know, things like that. But you can't get offended if somebody is actually doing it out of love. I mean, well, you can do whatever the hell you want. But, I mean, what's the point? You know there is merit to what they're saying. You know that there are reasons they are saying it. You just don't want to accept what it is. And I'm not saying this to everybody, of course, but I'm just saying it's like sometimes we just have to handle our own feelings. You know, life is too precious. And I think my friend died at 34. And that's just way too young. It's way too young. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm just giving you guys some food for thought. I want people to be happy with who they are. I want people to be comfortable in their own skin, but I also want them to live happy, healthy, longer lives. And therefore, while I do love anybody for the person that they are, no matter what their shell looks like, I don't care if you're male, female, gay, straight, fat, thin, I don't care. I love the people for who they are, for their merits in life. But I will always try to push people to better themselves, mentally, physically, spiritually, however you need to get through this life with a smile on your face. And so that's where I'm at, ladies and gentlemen. I really want you guys to give me some feedback. Go ahead and shoot me your opinions, even if they're harsh. Like I said, I try not to say anything to be offensive, and I think I tried to clarify that through this, but it's something I really wanted to say because I don't like this movement. I don't. This is one of the movements that I'm just like, nope, I'm not a fan of, because it's kind of dangerous to say, you know what, who cares? You want to be big, be big. You know, eventually it'll catch up to you. And then you have to deal with it, and maybe your friends and family have to deal with it. Maybe they have to deal with the loss of you. So it's always something to think about. So ladies and gentlemen, like I said, give me your opinions down below. Let me know what you think. If you enjoy this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz. Kaged Nation out.